Welcome to the Can We Be Friends podcast. My name is Gage Morrow.
And I'm Mike Massaro.
And I forgot to hit record. So I have a otherwise unusable...
you should just release that as part one, and it's just completely indecipherable.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to the microphone, so I don't know if you're talking loud enough. I didn't check the levels on the camera. I got my fucking recorder finally, and now I didn't use it at first. It wasn't recording. I don't know how long it wasn't recording. But
we're here.
But we are here.
And we got some burritos on the way, and we got some coffee now, and
got some coffee.
Tobacco out of a weird glass pipe.
We got some...
Cheers.
We got the bad juju out of the way. You know, we were
did.
talking about some sad shit. I might be able to pull some clips out of the camera, see what I can get. But
yeah, we'll see what happens. I talked about my redneck tub.
Yeah.
We're
going to have to take a pic for the gram. I might need to hop in there.
Oh, I have a
Do you have any skinnies I can hop in with?
Oh,
I
actually do.
This is your property. I could be naked, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't because there's a lot of people and children around.
Oh, that's
but
true. Never mind.
But I did get a pic of my... We could post this on the thing.
Stuck in here.
Got a few chilling in the tub earlier.
Chilling like a villain.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Been posting those. It's just smoking a cigarette, sitting in a 55-gallon Rubbermaid tub and full of hose water. It was a good, hot afternoon. Oh,
it's really trashy, but I like that.
It was good, dude. You know what? Honestly, like I was hot and I didn't want to go sit inside. I wanted to be outside, and I don't have a pool, so.
I was craving going swimming.
Yeah.
It's summertime.
Living's easy. Riders on the microphone on LBC.
Dude, Lana Del Rey's cover of that song is incredible. Oh, man. Living Easy. Or what is it? Doing Time. It's
Doing
called.
Time, yeah.
Doing Time. What a great song.
And then there's the old, like the jazz standard Summertime that that's all based on. Which is, I think, the popular one that Lana Del Rey covered, right?
Dude, I want to go to a drive. I want to go drink beers at the pool with some friends, go swimming, see a movie at the drive-in movie theater, and then just, like, chill by a campfire.
We got to go to the Cape, man. That's all doable.
Do you want to take a trip?
Yeah, we should go, we can go any weekend. We can go literally any weekend. And I know people who book mics. Let me talk to my grandmother, and I'm totally down. I have nothing going on this weekend.
Fuck yes. Yeah, Friday, Saturday trip?
We are 15 minutes from the drive-in. We are 5 minutes from the ocean. And, like, there's no pool there, but, like, you know, there's the ocean. And you can drink beer at the ocean, smoke weed on the ocean.
Yeah.
And, like, so that's just all. And, dude, there's a convertible up there that my dad, like, I found this old Saab for, like,
hell yeah.
$1,000.
I'm guessing it's standard at that point.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Well, there's going to be pics of us going to fucking the Cape,
I could teach you how to drive stick.
In your dad's nice convertible? I don't think so.
It's not nice.
Oh.
It works. Like
okay. Well, all convertibles to me are nice.
That's how I feel. It's a 2006 Saab. I think it's awesome. It's like the reason it's up there is because the beach car. You know what I mean?
What Saabs? Norway?
I think they're Swedish. Yeah, they were Swedish. I think now they're something else.
Well, now they don't make them. Kind of like Saturn.
Now they are Chinese. Yeah.
China. Thank you very much. We added new sound effects. You probably missed it in the last podcast because I didn't fucking record. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, folks.
It's all right. We have a live studio audience here on Oxford Street right now.
That was me the last episode forgetting to...
We just fired our trombonist, so he's a little upset.
Wow, that's...
Thank you.
Great.
Please
stop. Please.
Oh, no. Hey, everybody shut the fuck up. Thank you.
Doesn't matter. Still bought
Studio's
tickets.
Closed. Podcast is over. You're all fired.
Damn.
Oh, man. Dude.
Isn't this like the beginning of Lowrider? And a low rider. No, stop. Okay, you were fired. All right, you couldn't hold the tune.
Security, can we get him out of here, please?
Please, here, for your trouble.
God damn it. So hard to find
good help around here.
I know, these fucking tromboners.
These fucking elitist pricks. They think just because they can slide some brass, they can get some ass.
Sliding brass and getting ass.
Imagine the most fuckboy brass section of a hype fucking a D3 marching band.
We got to talk after this about something that I've been wanting to, a project I've been wanting to write.
A comedy show about a brass section?
No. Well, so sort of like, but specifically about like, I'll explain later. Like, just remind me to talk about this later because I don't want to talk about it on the
folks.
air.
You won't be able to hear it
until it's released, and then you can pay for it.
Yep. On Infowars.com. We're only releasing the best content. Oh man, we missed the opportunity to show.
We could do that just again.
Just show it.
Yeah, honestly, it's still fucking so hilarious. So
this is gonna laugh.
This is a recent clip from I guess the Alex Jones show. Miles actually sent this to me. Which is pretty hilarious. It is from the Twitter account is @GeniusGuy69, Psycho on the Loose. I showed you the Thomas Jefferson banner that he has: smoke cannabis, nail prostitutes, run guns, and disregard the crown. So this is the clip from Alex Jones' show.
Issue the Bill Gates challenge. You've heard of the ice bucket challenge, all the rest of it. If the Earth is overpopulated, and Bill Gates is right, he's got some points. If Bill Gates gets a .44 Magnum on air, shoves it in his mouth, and blows his brains out the back of his head, the next day, after it's confirmed he's dead,
oh my God,
I will blow my brains out on air. So you can do another ice bucket challenge, Bill, at your house, where you dump gasoline on yourself out of a bucket because you want to go out with a bang, right? And then you strap TNT all on yourself as you back Islam, and then you dump gasoline.
Sneaks that Islam thing in there.
You light yourself on fire. How about that?
Oh God, thank you very much.
He just sneaks that because you're back Islam.
Back Islam.
Yeah, what does that even mean? What is I want him to like footnote and cite his source and what back Islam means. But that is some hilarious. That is some hilarious content from Alex Jones. Like honestly, the fact that
he's a wild boy.
The fact that he's banned and you can't see any of this shit unless it like randomly crops up through someone's like Twitter feed that happens to watch like fucking Infowars.
You can't listen to them, just go to Infowars.com.
Yeah, you could go to Infowars.com. Go to www.infowars.com if you want to buy some prepper supplies. Like
I have a friend. Oh, we missed the gay preppers bit.
The gay preppers bit, yeah.
Well, we can't just artificial.
We can't just keep inserting this shit. Yeah, no, but we should talk about doing that as like a sketch then.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be fun.
Live on its
gay
own.
preppers. I'm going to write that down.
Gay preppers parade. We can, dude. You know who we can cast?
Yeah, I know it.
Pete Angelo, join our cast. Oh man,
we should have him on
for sure, dude. He's made for that role.
Yeah,
he was cooked in a fucking biscuit oven at Cracker Barrel for that role.
Dude, fucking, yeah, it's all right. We will come up with new shit organically.
No, yeah, for sure. But there was something in that I wanted to bring up. The
prepping AlexJonesInfowars.com.
Oh yeah, I have a friend.
AlexJonesInfowars.com.
Well, yeah, you can still see him on Infowars.com. Not a sponsor. But I have a friend.
Go to their website.
Only sends me news from Infowars links. The only news I ever. Anytime this man sends me a link.
I told you to stop talking about me on the podcast.
No, he knows. He knows who he is. He said it's the only news he can trust. Which, if that's your prerogative, sure.
Wait, I know who this is.
No, it's just my friend.
Oh, that's hilarious, though. Dude, I have friends who read Infowars religiously. There was a period of time during the pandemic where I was getting bored at work, like working from home during the day, so I just put on Infowars, like Alex Jones Live, and I just listened to him go for 3 hours while I was, like, doing paperwork. I was like, this is wild. This shit's hilarious. Like, it's honestly, it's very entertaining. Like, and he has all these, like, weird video clips sometimes that he'll put up, like... Whoever their media department is like definitely came from the comedy world.
The last article he sent me was from Infowars. Comedian speaks out after he was refused gig for being white, straight, able-bodied male.
Able-bodied. I love that has somehow snuck its way into this whole thing.
Yeah.
Ableism and like fucking like.
But I told him that like that comic for complaining is a little bitch.
Yeah.
Like anybody who complains about any reason for not getting booked. Like, this business is so fucked and, like, nepotistic, and I don't know if that's a word, but you know what I mean?
Incestuous.
It's so incestuous, and, like, people helping people for no reason other than their, like, scummy little relationships, or it's just friends, you know what I mean? Like, it's all biased anyways, so it's like, this is just another bias in the belt, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, and then that's the other thing, too, is it's like, it's so, like, there's so much opportunity also that like if you don't get something, it's like either use it to drive you to make yourself better or just move on.
He does have a different source. He does have a different source of news. Here's a Breitbart article about
Savage.
Nolte. Town keeps outdoor mask mandate despite CDC ruling. That's less funny. He usually sends really funny Infowars links because Infowars is just hilarious.
I saw an Infowars link that somebody sent me the other day about like China sewed two mice together, one male and one female, and they basically like linked the reproductive. So they implanted the uterus of the female into the male's body, and then they IVF'd baby mice into the uterus, and then they sewed them together so that the female's hormones could could carry the pregnancy through the blood of the male, and they just rewired the circulatory system, and then they delivered the baby via C-section. They delivered 8 viable babies, and they're like, well, this shows us that we have
that gender isn't real.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it said. And I was like, this is
why 72 genders exist.
This is incredibly troubling. Like this is incredibly troubling.
What fucking scientist thought to do that?
Actually, so it's funny that you mentioned that. So the design for this type of experiment was actually written and researched at NYU, but because of ethical laws, it can't be done in the United States. Oh
my god. Yeah, because we export all of our amoral research and all this
to China.
Bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, the Wuhan lab shit with the all of that research stuff, like there's a reason all of that goes on in that part of the world. It's honestly the same reason the industry is allowed to just pollute like crazy over there. It's because China doesn't give a fuck. They're willing to let anything happen to make a profit. And
now we're back.
And to make themselves more like established in the global market. So that goes from everything to fucking, Nazi level scientific experiments to fucking polluting the shit out of their environment at the expense of their population and making them work for slave wages.
Yeah. And, after the housing market crash and like the crash of our economy in 2008, they bought up most of our debt and control all of us financially.
And not to mention they bought up a shit ton of property too.
Yeah, and JP Morgan. They bought up like
New York,
8% of
in
JP
London, in fucking do you know how many like
property
buildings
everywhere.
And apartments are just owned by the Chinese Communist Party?
Dude, you know what's crazy too is like you know that like Chinese like dance theater show that you always see free flyers for in like bodegas?
Yes, I was reading about that.
Or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a cult, right?
It's a cult. It's like a cult that like indoctrinates people to the fucking Communist Party. Also, I've heard of like colleges that have like certain cultural programs in the school are actually just like CCP recruitment facilities.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking wild. I was reading about that thing because someone at work like brought in a flyer and was like, oh, we should go to this, and I was like, this is like Chinese Communist Party propaganda.
Yeah.
And we started researching it together, and it was like, holy shit, this is deep.
Yeah.
And you can find that shit on Wikipedia. Like I mean, there's a section on Wikipedia about like the cult controversy. It's super wild.
Oh shit!
And you'll see flyers for that in every Chinese restaurant. Not that I'm saying it's that was. Yeah.
I got it. It's this one says Shenyun dance cult.
Yep,
Fuck yeah, dude. That's the first result on Google. God, you gotta love it. Huh?
That's like, dude, there was this weird.
Stepping into uncanny, unsettling world of Shenyun.
There was this weird Chinese restaurant I went into in New York, in like my neighborhood in the Bronx. That like all of the menu options had pictures of like really young women like dressed really weird next to them. So it was like the L9 combo platter, and it was this like couldn't have been older than 15-year-old Asian girl and like this weird thing just and like in all these fucking pictures next to the food.
What the fuck?
And it was like, is this some sort of like really bad front? Like I didn't know what the fuck was going on there, but they had really good, really cheap fucking pork lo mein. So I used to go there for lunch when I had no money.
Yeah, they also have fucking cheap child peas.
I don't know. I didn't ask about that. I just wanted the lo mein, man.
Yeah, well, people wanted low key.
I was just the one guy going in there for the food, just not knowing that it was a front. You're like, oh my god, dude, have you been to Lee's? It's fucking fantastic. I just outed them.
I'm sure there's a lot of Lee's. I don't mean to. I don't.
Did you just go to Lee's on 187th Street in the Bronx?
Oh god, now we're getting a little bit more specific.
Yeah, for real.
Is that your Uber Eats or your roommate?
No, it's a roommate.
I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Uber Eats driver just confidently pulling up the driveway.
Oh, that's some real big burrito energy right there.
Yeah, right. He's just like, I got these burritos for you, man. I know you've been waiting on them.
Damn.
Waiting on Uber Eats is like waiting on a fucking drive. Oh, they're on the way. Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, brother.
Sinan has our order.
Well, way to dox our, you know.
It didn't give a last name. I don't know who the fuck this guy is.
I don't give a
I don't know who the
last
Oh, this guy's got a 98% rating.
Sounds like you're
That's
about
good.
to say, I don't give a rat's ass. I don't give a last name if he's coming.
I don't give a last name about what Sinan's last name is.
Yeah.
As long as he gets my food here on time,
Yeah, exactly.
I tip well. He knows that.
There we
That's why
go.
he picked it.
Do they have that as like a hashtag? It's like if you tip well, that like it shows up on your report.
No, it's just like that's. I don't know. I just tip well because I want to get a good driver. You know what I mean? I don't want to get some fucking. Oh, you know what's weird? I noticed when I tip like because they have like all the options. They have like 15, 18, 20, and 25. So when I like tip 20, I get like the best drivers, and when I tip 25, I get like really shitty drivers.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. I
Huh,
don't know
yeah, because you have to
why.
tip ahead. It's kind of like I wish you could. Well, you could tip afterwards. If you hold off and you rate them later, you can rate and tip them like
Yeah.
later, not just in the app. You can say skip for now, because I've done that before.
22
Damn.
for delivery, which seems like crazy. I started doing that during the pandemic, and then like just sort of didn't think about it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm being lazy. People are driving to my fucking house with food. Like that's fair
Yeah.
enough. Like that's a lot of work to just drive all the people's houses to deliver them food because they can't get off their fat asses or they're
Yep.
too drunk to drive. Like that's
Yeah,
fucking crazy.
That's true, but honestly, it provides a good service. It's a safety thing. It's keeping people safe. Driving home at people instead of picking between driving home and taking a taxi, you could take an Uber.
Yeah,
And
well,
it also lets
Uber's
you-
different than Uber Eats though.
Yeah, but
Like,
then Uber Eats is also the other side of that. If you're too drunk, you don't want to go to the restaurant. You save
that's
yourself.
fair. But there's like fucking.
If there's a market for it, people will pay for it. You know what I
It's
mean?
true. I just I feel bad sometimes, like getting food delivered to my house. I just feel like I'm being lazy. Like, I
Hey,
could
you
just
know
go
what?
pick
It
this
could be
up.
worse. You could be ordering underage lo mein. I mean, undercooked lo mein from
Yeah.
Lee's in Brooklyn on
That'd be bad.
105th Street, was it?
187th.
80s. There's a lot of streets, huh?
Yeah,
187th?
yeah, in the Bronx.
Is there First Street?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Is there just like, hey, this is...
I didn't spend a lot of time down.
You
at
know
the
what?
Tip.
Back when it was just like street, they would call this one street. It's like there's not gonna be another one, and then they make
Yeah.
another street. Like, well, guys, come on. All right, Second Street.
I don't go south of Houston.
Yeah, south of Houston. It's also spelled Houston. Is it not Houston? I keep hearing Houston,
Yeah, it's Houston.
but it's spelled Houston.
Yeah, Canal. Down a canal. I got lost in fucking Chinatown once. It was awful. I don't know how I got lost. Like, because it stops
Oh my
being a
God.
grid down there, and it's just a fucking.
It
Like,
sounded like you were about to go into a monologue while smoking a cigarette. Be like, I was
already
lost
bought a
in
cigarette, yeah.
Chinatown, but I really found myself there too.
yeah, I found myself in Chinatown as my next story in the New Yorker. You can check me out there.
It's like a homegrown Lost in Translation.
It's more like what's that fucking movie? Oh god damn it, Lost in
Lost in Translation.
No, I'm thinking
Bill
of
Murray.
the fucking the shitty 80s one. Maybe it's not Lost. Maybe it's like I forget the fucking name of it. Whatever.
Lost
Doesn't
is one of my
matter.
favorite shows of all time.
Lost is fantastic. I loved
Love
Lost.
it. Fuck the haters, dude.
John Locke.
Fuck the haters.
The man.
John Locke is king. John Locke is daddy. John Locke for president. John
Honestly.
Lock it down.
John Locke can right the ship.
Yep.
We've been falling off steadily over centuries, and now we need John Locke. more
Yep.
than
To
ever.
teach us how to make legs work again.
Dude, if I'm like,
Dude,
look,
you know what?
that's all you got to
Woke
say. If that
people-
guy can make himself walk,
Yeah. But if you spoiler alert from the second episode, I
dude, that's
guarantee
been out
you
for
if
long
there
enough
was
that
like
you don't need spoiler alerts for
oh,
Lost.
but it's so good. I hope
It
I
is.
want people to go enjoy it. But
It's purgatory.
oh damn it. If you think about it in a way. But
It's not.
no, what was I gonna say?
They say it's not, but it is.
Fucking
It's purgatory.
what am I thinking of? God damn it. This tobacco's got me hit.
Tobacco.
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 Chewbacca.
I found it weird in Europe. It was tabak.
Tabak. Oh yeah.
Tabak.
Tabak. That's what. Is it all of Europe? Because I heard that in Germany.
Yeah, it's spelled differently in a bunch. Like TABAK, I saw when I was in the Czech
Mhm.
Republic. Like TABAC, I saw when I would like move towards like, Vienna and stuff like
RESPECT
that. You know, I want that TABAC.
and some THC. To make
RESPECT. Take care of TCP. I don't know if that's actually what she says. I can never tell. Sock it to me.
take control of our country, CCP.
Take control, CCP.
Find out what it means to be part of the CCP.
Find out what it means to be locked up in the fucking concentration camp in Shenzhen.
Yeah, baby. Dude, I've just finished reading a book on one of our former Treasury secretaries, who was a former exec at Goldman Sachs, mind you.
Paulson?
Yeah, Paulson.
Hank Paulson, that piece of shit.
He had a book, and
Hank Paulson,
I already hated him throughout the book because he was being so soft on China. It's like he has a picture of him laughing with Xi Jinping.
Also,
he
yeah,
became
like
president.
fuck Xi. I want to say this more. Fuck Xi Jinping.
Yeah.
I want this banned in China. Fuck
Dude.
you, Winnie the Pooh looking motherfucker. You fat sack of fucking rice shit. You
That's a
terrible,
little-
terrible
Now we're
dictator.
veering into this.
Dude, it's Xi Jinping. If you can't say bad shit, this is what I was
That's
saying
true.
before.
He's the
like,
worst person ever.
Like I told
Well,
a joke. I told a
could
joke
be
about
worse.
Genghis Khan that like did not go over well, and I think it was because I had two Asian references in the
because you gotta
joke.
stop the Asian hate.
Genghis Khan was one of them. The other one was I said that Genghis Khan is the Wuhan lab of all STDs, which is like
Wow.
probably
that's deep.
totally true.
Genghis of
like,
STDs.
Of all STDs, yeah. Genghis Khan is the leak. He's the spill. Like,
Oh, he's patient zero for like syphilis?
exactly. Yeah.
Damn.
So this is our burritos right here.
Hell yeah, bro.
So yeah, so like and I was like, look, if you can't talk shit about Genghis, like you think Genghis Khan would be fucking offended by
Yeah.
like no, like because he's Genghis Khan, he's evil. Xi Jinping is
What?
also evil.
But Genghis Khan had so much respect for women's rights and like voting and
yeah, definitely.
literacy and healthcare.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna have to go intercept this.
Yeah, go get the
delivery
burritos.
order. And we're back.
This is how we do it. It's Friday
This is how we do it.
All hands up in the air. Welcome back to Can We Be Friends podcast, episode 8.28, part 2. We just, man.
Just ate some great burritos.
We just ate
from
some great
Chipotle.
burritos. I'm hearing fireworks.
Yeah.
It's warm out tonight.
It is a beautiful night outside.
Birds
And,
are still chirping. The crickets are...
The
Oh,
air is still and full of bugs, but
Yep.
it is wonderful.
That's why we need to take a tub.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, we should fill the tub up. Do a little soak
Do a
before
little
the end of the
dance.
night. My 55-gallon Rubbermaid people tub.
People tub.
People tub, filling it up with liquefied people.
Filling it up with liquefied people.
I wonder how many gallons a human is.
Rubber, mate. You could look up the volume of someone. You
Yeah,
could just look up
exactly. What's the
your-
volume of an average human?
Yeah.
Like,
I'll look it up.
That's a great thing to have in the Google search history. What's the average volume of a human being? Just
That's
for
a good
friend.
point.
Yeah.
Oh man, average.
This is why women stop talking to me on Tinder.
Yeah, because they end up in your basement.
Yeah. Always fresh, never frozen.
Average volume of a human. Human. Oh man.
How do I liquefy a man?
The average human has a mass of 62 kilograms or 62,000 grams. That means the average volume of a human is 62,000 cubic centimeters.
Okay, what's
Which
that? in
I don't think that's
fucking
actually accurate because
real
that is the
units?
density of. Oh wait, that's the volume
density.
of. That's the volume of water, like 1 liter.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Liquefied. You know what I mean? Like we're not talking about like a
No,
whole person. We're talking
know.
about like if you were able to just turn a person into juice.
But this is
Like,
saying the
how-
mass. I don't understand how the mass correlates. Oh yeah, this is why I say it correlates because water, the density of water is 1 gram per milliliter.
Yes.
And they're basing the human density off of 1 gram per so they're basing our volume off of our weight, but we could be less dense or more dense than our
because
water.
some of it's yeah. That
some of
makes
its
sense.
bones.
70% of it's water.
If we were all water, we'd be really heavy.
Yeah, I mean we're already pretty heavy.
Because that says that's 62 liters of
me,
water.
Jesus.
I work with 62 liters of water in a day. That's more than. Oh wait, never mind. Now I'm walking back my statement. Hold on. How big is water?
Look, how big is water?
Well, I'm trying to make a density argument here because it's based off of weight. So if you were to fill a bucket until it hits a certain weight, and you're like, how much is that
Yeah.
volume? It's all about density then.
It's all about the dense.
City. Okay. Body volume.
Density. Yeah, I just want to know like what size tub I'm gonna need. That's it. Because this one seems big.
We built this tub.
It seems a little big because I can fit in it whole.
We built this
And
tub.
fit like a shit ton of water in it as
All right,
well.
so let's just say someone is 62 liters. Then that means you could fit about one. You could fit tight, like to the brim, 2 liquid humans in that tub.
Okay, so here's a question, though. When you liquefy the people,
Yes.
depending on your liquefication method, right? Like how much extra solvent, right, they use
I'm
to
saying if you
liquefy them
take
ends
every-
up in the liquid human.
If you take every
This is
gallon
ridiculous.
of that human and don't let any of it evaporate, don't let anything happen to it, if you protect that gallon of
Yeah.
human,
Is there a sound for a horrified audience? Because
this is like some
this
twisted
is a good
fantasy.
crowd. This is a good crowd.
Yep. Right before I shoot, what's his name? Dustin Hoffman. No, Joker. Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman.
We're just talking about liquefying people. Because like the way they do it in Breaking Bad, right? When they liquefy people, they use the acid, and I imagine like the
Yeah.
acid adds volume.
But it also evaporates because of the heat of the chemical
Of the-
reaction.
yeah, that
so it
makes
evaporates
sense.
water, and we're like 70% water.
So a
So if
lot.
you dry
Oh,
us
so there's
out-
even less liquid in an acid liquefied human.
So this is what you can fit more
Oh,
cremated
if
people.
you could fit a ton of cremated people in
Yeah,
there.
see, but that's my point. Is like, what's the difference between cremated and like you're just taking all the moisture out of them?
I mean, well, because in that type, it's sludge versus like dust. If you
Yeah.
burn them, it's dust. If you like liquefy them with acid, it's like sludge. I
That's
imagine.
true. That's true.
Becomes like fucking people magma.
This is so.
This is really dark.
Oh,
This is
yeah, this is really dark. Body disposal in the first 5 minutes of this.
Part 2 coveted strong.
Yep, and totally.
Think
not.
about this sometimes though, like not for like personal use, but just curiosity. Like I mean, like I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah,
It's also fun to just make people uncomfortable. Like for some reason, talking about like something you'd never do that sounds crazy, makes people uncomfortable. Last night, we were talking about something. Oh yeah, we were talking about someone watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and we were just talking about Manson more generally. And one of my buddies, like from high school, who was there, was like, "Oh," and I was like, "What?" And he goes, "I see what you're going. You're going for the Manson thing. Oh, nice. Like you're looking good. Like if that's what you're going for." And I was like, "That's not exactly what I'm going for, but I'll take like, dude, that guy got like a bunch of fucking pretty young hippies to murder for him. Like that's pretty
true.
dope. Like
yeah, and there's some theories that he was part of an LSD experiment
yeah, the CIA,
and released
CIA
back into the world.
definitely worked with Manson. And worked on Manson, I guess. But like, that'd be fucking cool to be like a CIA experiment and just unleashed on like fucking San Francisco.
Yeah,
It's like, hey, we're just gonna drug this unstable person and fucking turn him out into the world with some money and power. See what happens. Maybe he'll start a cult. Maybe he'll just fucking like open an ice cream shop. Who knows?
yeah. I'm sure he'll do the best with what we gave him, a distorted sense of reality and ego.
Charlie's ice cream. He just serves like all fucking like rainbow flavor shit. And oh my god, that'd be
Rainbow
fucking-
flavored LSD lace sorbet or sherbet.
That'd be so funny.
Oh man, that would be fun. Some like psych dosed ice cream.
That would be good. I've had edible ice cream before, like weed
Ooh.
ice cream. Somebody
Ice
made in
cream.
college once. It was that shit was really good. Although it really tasted like weed. Whatever recipe they used kind of fucking sucked. But like
Yeah,
it
you gotta
was.
use that can of butter. You gotta use that distillate.
Nah, dude, you gotta fucking go with the oil.
The
olive
Earls.
oil.
Isn't that
you
what
can, you can
distillate
also
is?
cook it into. So like no. Well, I'm saying like yeah.
Your cooking method of choice is
Is
to cook it
using
in the
olive
oil and then
oil as
strain the
opposed to-
oil out, so that there is there's an emulsion between the lipids
Mhm.
because
And-
THC is fat.
And what I like too is that like olive oil, it just really masks the flavor of weed for some reason.
Huh.
Like because of how earthy it is, like it really sort of like
That's why I like chocolate paired with weed, like edibles that are
Mm,
chocolate. I
yes,
like because
yeah.
that like dark cocoa that very vegetable-y, that herbal
Yeah.
flavor is also kind of like a veggie, like a broccoli.
Speaking
You
of
know what I
those,
mean?
do you want one?
What?
Little edible.
I might. How many millis?
20.
Wow, damn, son, I gotta drive to New York tomorrow. I can't be committing to 20. That's I'm gonna
Take
wake
it
up
for
high.
later.
Ah, man, I might bring
I
my
have a shit
good
ton
old
of 'em.
pepperoni to New York City.
Speaking of that, can I?
Yeah, of course, brother. Dude, it's gonna be a beautiful day in New York City. I don't know if I captured this on the last podcast because my fucking microphones were off because I didn't press record like a farking idiot. But I'm so glad to see New York coming back.
Dude, I can't wait to go back there and visit. And honestly, like it was, I'd almost written New York off for a period of time because I thought that was going to be it. But now that I'm seeing it come back and it's got its edge back a little bit.
So are you not going to move to Austin with us?
No, I'm just move to Austin, but
Okay.
I'm no longer ruling out New York as like a potential future option. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like at some point I want to go back. Like,
Yeah, eventually. Ooh, he took a fat ripperoni.
I did. I needed that, man. It's been a dry day. I smoked a lot last night.
Ooh, speaking of dry.
Rolled up a couple blunts.
Oh, fuck.
Shit. I got more beer in the cooler over there. If you want another Jenny Cream Ale.
Not China. Not China.
This podcast also sponsored by Genesee Cream Ale. No, you do got some left over if you want to
Nah, there's a...
fly. Fly in your Jenny. Yeah, man. It's
Just cut this part.
no, we could,
Too much
we could
coughing.
leave the coughs.
This one has a limiter now, so it doesn't peak during the recording.
I noticed that. I noticed on the audio.
Yeah, you can cap it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a
very cool.
a limiter. You know how we do
Ooh,
out here,
smoke.
motherfucker.
Dude, fucking.
Dude, fucking. Yep.
Dude, fucking.
I'm a
Love
huge
talking
fan.
about some dude fucking. We're talking about dude fucking. I've been listening to way too much Come Town, and like it's just affecting like the other day, for example, like you know how
What
they
is Come Town? I've heard
it's
this
a podcast. It's
referenced
a
so many
podcast.
times already.
The Nick Mullen, Stavros Halakis, and Adam. I always forget Adam's last name.
I've never heard of these people.
Yeah, they're New York comics. It's a really funny podcast, but like one of the like the bits they do always is they do like just off the cuff like parodies of songs with like really gay lyrics and shit like that. And so like one of the ones they did was like, you know, the Eric Clapton song "If I Could Rule the World," or no, "If I Could Change the World." That's it. Sorry. If I ruled the world is a Nas song, but if I could change the world. Like, if I could change, and they do this whole thing, and like I've just been listening to like a bunch of those, and the other day just found myself just singing like last name Eva, first name penis. And I have no idea.
Like a sprained ankle, ain't nothing to play with.
Yeah, and I literally
Started off local.
I literally can't remember if it was something that they did on the podcast or if my brain is now just in tune to like turning everything that I listen
Yeah.
to into that. Because
Oh,
I've
man.
been listening to so many YouTube clips. Because I'm not fucking paying for a podcast right now.
Hell yeah, brother.
I'm too.
Do they have like a paywall for their
for
full
the
content?
actual thing, and then they have
Aw,
like clips they
man.
release on YouTube. Yeah,
That's good.
But like I've thought about paying for it, but honestly, I just don't spend enough time actually listening to podcasts that
Yeah.
it's worth it for me to pay for a podcast.
Yeah, I can see that. Ooh,
Like,
there's
I'm just-
fireflies out tonight. Fuck
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
dude! How magical! I'm hearing fireworks. It's nighttime. It's
Dude,
still
it's
warm.
summer. It's summer, in
Summer.
America. And
Summer,
it's that
summer,
time of year.
summertime.
Have a little party last night. Get everyone hanging out.
Hell
fucking
yeah,
enjoying the beautiful
socializing.
weather.
Herd immunity, baby. You're
I-
contributing.
I got a shit ton of fireworks I picked up from New Hampshire. I'm going to be using the 4th of July, which if you don't like, I'm booked like a lot that weekend. Like I have like,
Humble brag.
the second. Well, no, because I'm trying to work out when I'm fucking doing like the fucking party shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I when I went up to New
Damn,
Hampshire
son,
for
you're
that
getting booked
show,
so much.
I bought. Dude, fucking.
You got this,
I'm
homie.
happy, man.
God
It's
damn, son.
finally
I'm
coming
trying to be
together.
where you're at, bro. That's
Dude,
fucking.
I'm not fucking, like booked every weekend. Oh, sorry, I got to say no to that. Friday, Saturday, but like, this is my first weekend that I've had Friday, Saturday both booked up, and Saturday potentially 2 booked, like 2
Damn,
shows. So
son.
like that
My
would be
boy.
like that's just like a really
Yes.
cool like feeling. Like
Talent begets talent,
Yeah,
dude.
that,
Dude,
like-
you know how when you had to like, did you have to cancel one to
no,
be with
well,
another?
so
Because I had
so-
to cancel a spot so I could be somewhere where I got paid
so
in the
for the
shade.
Saturday one, I'm on Shish July 3rd Saturday. Miles is actually on too. That's gonna be a fun show. The
Yes.
Smoke Show, and then my buddy's having a party like that July 3rd, but it's a show also because he's got like they have a couple bands, so they're having a bunch of people come through, and he was like, if you want to do
Wait, is that the Uber Eats driver?
yeah, so he's like, if you want to do 10-15 minutes like and open everything up, like you could do that. And I was like,
Damn, son.
shit, really? Like there's actually gonna be a crowd and stuff? And he's like, yeah, and like. There's a bunch of people I know from college who are going to be there, so it's a fun way to show what
Get
I've been
pussy.
doing.
Yep, I got
well,
you.
Well, no, I mean, just more so, just like
Fordham,
like
more like fucking bend over.
like
for
all these
'em.
people are working like real jobs and shit like that, and I'm still like a secretary and just
That's
fucking.
okay. But you're a talented secretary.
Well, that's the thing is like I have this whole other thing that I do
That's what I was
that
a
I
joke.
don't
I was
showcase
trying
because
to
I've only
like,
just started using social media.
I was trying to bring that joke to like other comedians of like, having like killed the night before and then still having to go back to your day job.
Dude, it's so fucking tragic. Like, it's like, and it's cool because like a few of my coworkers have seen me do stand up and they like it and they ask about it and they're kind of into it. So like, that's really helpful, I guess, because they asked me about it. Like, oh, I know you had a mic last night. Like, how did it go? And I can talk to him like about that because he's come and see me do shows and stuff like that. And it's that's nice, but at the same time, it's just like having to fucking go and like do paperwork and shit the next day and being like, yeah, like it's like no problem. This isn't like what, like, you know what I mean? When I'm going out at the end of the night and doing the mics and stuff like it feels like I'm going to work, but it's work I fucking enjoy. Like, it's work that I like want to do, like in the same way that my bosses come into work and they're there because they like doing what they're doing and they're like diligently working all day. For me, I'm just imagining my diligent work that I'm going to be doing at night when I get to fucking go up there, and when I'm sitting there writing during the day and fucking like not doing my
You know what?
Not that I do that a lot.
No, I need to write more though. I need to like actually sit down and write more. I need to spend time more.
Fill those notebooks.
Yeah,
man.
dude. Because I had a revelation the other day. I'm thinking about how I would introduce myself to people because now I'm like meeting new people more rapidly. I guess.
Yeah.
Things are opening back up. I'm single, so there's that. I'm out being more social.
Throwing that out there, humble brag, advertise.
No need to humble brag.
All the ladies looking for love. Gage Morrow.
No, not looking for love. Looking for nothing serious. Just looking for a good time.
Some dick.
No, I totally plugged this into the wrong port, but it still is charging. So there's really no need to label them differently. It scared me that way.
Interesting. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, it just means
rolling.
Anyways, high tangent. My bad.
Real inside baseball there.
I thought that was gonna make a lot more noise when I hit it.
It's got that limiter, man.
It's got the limiter. God,
turn off the No
this
Limits
limiter's
podcast.
Racist.
The
You know how
No
many
Limits
comics
podcast.
go like,
yeah,
and you're not gonna hear that.
We gotta turn that shit off.
If you know comedy, you know who I'm talking about.
Good lord.
It's true though. Well, who else? You know what I mean? Like when I go like this, you can imagine.
I'm just thinking about Nick.
Nick James. Oh, you son of a bitch! I want to bleep his name. No, but
Why? It's an advertisement.
Yeah.
It's weird if we're talking about.
Anyways, what I was saying is
We
I'm being
should
more
cut
social,
that out.
and I was thinking of we're gonna cut. That out. Or I was thinking about. I was thinking about like how I would describe myself to people, and I would start with like a comedian, writer, but it's like I came to a revelation like, wait, but I didn't write today.
You gotta write every day.
Exactly. Or at least here's the compromise. It's just like if you didn't write today, you can't introduce yourself as a writer.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Like then it just keeps it moving because I'm like want to be social. I want to impress people. I want to, because it sounds better to be a writer than a fucking work in a paper factory, sweat my cock off all day.
Yeah, that's why I love being able to like, I write.
But in order to do
fucking write,
but I need to earn that right. I need to earn
Yeah.
that title as a writer.
Yeah.
Thinking up ideas.
I feel weird
and, like,
introducing myself as a writer, and I write fucking every day. You've seen my fucking stack.
Yeah, I need to be on your shit, dude, because I'm distracting. There's a lot of distractions out there that I'm.
I mean, you also do a lot of other
into.
shit. You know what I mean? Like you do production and shit like this. Like I don't do any of this stuff.
Yeah, but when I'm with you, if you have the time for it, I have the time for it. You know what I mean?
That's true.
It's not too dissimilar. I don't record by I do record by myself. Check out More or Less podcast on the same channel, the More or Less Network, the titular podcast that started it all. Where I painted my closet so I could have a space to practice comedy.
What's your logo gonna
during
look
the
like?
pandemic? I don't know. Don't fucking test me. I'm not a graphic designer.
I know some graphic designers.
I know.
Hook you up with something dope.
I know designers that like to get graphic.
Oh,
I don't know what that means. I think that I was alluding to like fucking an artist.
I thought you were alluding to like fucking what how
I can't
remember.
Like Pulp Fiction graphic.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking like explicitly sexual, like complete. That's One Direction. My brain.
I've been really trying.
Boom, 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 boom.
Trying to make the feeling. All right, welcome
I
to
can't
our
beatbox,
musical
yeah.
podcast. Dude, was that?
This is the late night hour.
That was beatboxing. Can you do that? What the fuck?
I can't fucking do
For
that
all
shit.
of you wondering what race Mike is,
Yeah, there's your answer.
White.
Right there. That's not my best attempt, but yeah, that's about all I got. I got some fire raps that I've written in
boy.
middle school, but I won't
Please.
talk about that. Not
My name
Most
is
of them are
Mikey,
actually
and
in
I came to
college.
say that I distrust the government in every way.
There is actually one that I wrote that's super anti-government. It's kind of
Of course
funny.
it is.
Like
Some Lupe
yeah.
Fiasco shit, like criticizing the Obama administration for like drone strikes in Syria through rap.
It's like this whole thing about just like it was when I was selling pre-rolled joints when I was in college, and I thought I was hard, and I was like,
Oh
fucking-
my god. What would your rapper name be, Mike?
Big Smoke.
Big Smoke.
That was my nickname and at school. So like that's
Big
what I would
Smoke.
probably.
That sounds
go
like a
with.
Hawaiian, like trap rapper. Big Smoke. Yeah, that's true. Big Smoke.
Yeah, Big Smoke.
Dude, I want Girl Scout cookies so bad right now.
Oh my god, I haven't had a Girl Scout cookie.
All right, stay
Dude,
focused, Gage.
my boss had a box of trefoils on her desk, and I thought so hard
What's a
about just
trefoil?
those are the shortbread ones. I love
Oh,
shortbread, dude.
man.
Shortbread cookies are fucking
I need
like
one of those
top
Hoodsie
notch.
cups again. God dang it.
You ever have like Walker's shortbread, that Scottish shit?
Walker's
the-
shortbread.
We can get more Hoodsie cups.
Hell
More
yeah.
Hoodsie cups.
Mike,
I'm on a groove though. I don't want to step off right
no,
now.
it's all right. Chill, bro. We're out here.
We will close out with Hoodsie cups, I think. Though.
Yeah. But how's
7th grade shit. Like last night at the end of the party, it's like 2, 3 in the it was probably like 2, 3 in the morning, and we're sitting there. We just gotten pizza. We ate that shit, and we're sitting out here smoking a little. We'd smoked a little bit. And then I was like, oh, we got some Sprite inside. It's left over from mixers. You guys want some Sprite? So we all have a glass of Sprite with our pizza, and we're sitting there, and I was like, oh, I have Hoodsie cups. And it
Oh
was just
my
like
God.
after drinking a ton of alcohol and smoking a bunch of weed and cigarettes and shit, and it was just like, oh yeah, let's like have fucking a 7th grade pizza party out here.
Dude, that's some like, I'm always striving for like sleepover energy.
Yeah, that's exactly
You know what I mean?
it was.
Like
yeah.
when like just the boys get together and you're just fucking having fun as friends, just that pure, innocent, childlike camaraderie between boys
Yeah,
or
yeah.
girls if that's what you're into.
Yeah.
But you know,
but like
just
it's
hanging
just a very
out.
special like
Yeah.
fucking yeah. It,
and I'm trying to capture more of that now.
it's
You know,
like
and
it's like fraternal in the purest sense.
yeah,
and
very
not in-
platonic.
yeah, exactly.
Friendship. Just
Yeah.
fucking gaffs and goofs and ha-has the whole time. Just
Ha-has
you can
and
be
hand
vulnerable.
jobs.
Yeah, circle jerks, back to 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 back.
I never did that shit, and
Me
I
neither.
heard. I like swear to God, because
No,
I'm
me either.
actually like there were like I heard about people who did it, and I was
Yeah.
always like, why? Like,
I
why
know,
are you
right?
jerking off
You
in
ever
front of
jerked
each
off in
other?
your
That's
room
weird.
or
Yeah, like it's like I just jerk
to the
off like
bathroom.
alone. Like
Yeah.
like there have been times where I've like jerked off in the bathroom while at someone else's house, but like like
circle jerking is certainly like a Christian camp thing where like they're all so ashamed that they need each other to be like, no, this is okay, right? This is okay. This is okay that we're
we
doing
can all
this.
do this. Yeah,
Yeah. Like alone, they'd be
Together.
left with their demons and like Jesus Christ, and you're like, oh, I can't handle this. I need to jerk off with the boys.
Nothing gay about that.
You know what it is? It's more of like a blackmailing, like a mutually assured destruction.
It's like how the politicians fuck kids.
So when the kids fuck themselves, when they're learning to masturbate, they circle jerk.
Yeah, and that's actually what the politicians think about.
Oh my god, we're getting too deep into the rabbit hole now. Hold on, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Stick
Thank
around.
Yeah.
Stick around for the third part where we sue ourselves
Yeah.
for defamation. Oh
we
man.
didn't name any specific politicians yet.
Ned Lamont. Oh shit.
That's right, ladies and
No.
gentlemen. You've heard it here first on the Can We Be Friends podcast. Governor Ned Lamont embroiled in the scandal the size of the state of Texas,
Yep.
which is coincidentally where he got all of his victims,
Uh-oh.
according to the story. So I hear. I'm no authority. This isn't real. This
Allegedly, Ned Lamont fucks armadillos.
I did hear that. I did
think
hear that. He's a turtle.
He likes the
and
scale jobs, I think they call them,
The scale
in the
jobs.
community. The community refers to it as scale jobs.
It's
when you
actually
use
much
a-
smoother than it looks. It's
Wait, how the fuck does it have scales? It's a mammal, right?
an armadillo? No,
Yeah.
I think armadillos are like fucking. Wait, aren't they like rodents? Yeah.
That's what the fuck I'm saying, doggy. It's a
Dude, what the
Pokemon, dude.
fuck? Yeah,
An
that's some hybrid shit.
Bro, we're gonna be in Texas,
Hold on, I have
and
a
we're
theory.
gonna. I've never seen an armadillo in real life.
Gage, I got a theory. Did armadillos exist before the nuclear tests?
What the fuck?
Do we have any evidence?
Dude, is there
do we
any,
have,
like-
Is there any? Here's the claim: if you can produce evidence that armadillos existed before the nuclear tests in the deserts, then I will believe that armadillos are not the responsibility of Robert Oppenheimer. But
Guess
now,
what I'm Googling right now?
Yeah.
Guess what I'm Googling now?
Were there armadillos
No.
before?
Who made armadillos?
The CIA created armadillos to destroy the American Southwest.
Who made armadillo cake in Steel Magnolia? What?
This is interesting. We're down the rabbit hole here in the armadillo.
Dude, I've never
conspiracy.
seen. Have you seen Steel Magnolias?
No, I've heard of it a bunch. I don't know what the fuck it is. It sounds like some
Who
sort
made
of
armadillos?
suicide thing. Yeah, no, I really want to know because I think that armadillos are a toxic experiment gone wrong, and then they just sort of inserted them into history, like they always, like we
They
see
are
them all
mammals.
in these old westerns. I
They're
bet
Singulta.
Yeah,
Singulta
mammals
family.
do not have shells. This was a result of nuclear testing.
Armadillos, meaning little armored ones. Yeah, that's the thing is I've never seen like. Have you seen like Aztec
No.
art depicting armadillos?
Never.
They look like legit Pokemon.
You don't just evolve.
That's fucking crazy.
You don't just
They
evolve
have
a
an
shell in
ectoskeleton.
400 years. Yeah, fucked up.
They have an They look like Alien from fucking Aliens.
They
I'm
do.
Still recording.
Good.
Yeah,
Armadillos
they're
are
singulata.
armadillos are the result of a government experiment gone wrong, and we need to right this ship immediately. We need to wipe out all the armadillos in
my
the American
God.
Southwest. Wow. I think armadillos are actually government surveillance machines.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely
etymology.
possible.
No, we know etymology classification. Dude, there was one discovered in 1658, so there goes your theory, buddy.
Yeah, says who?
Vasco
I
da
want to
Gama.
see actual evidence.
Actually,
of,
that'd be way after Vasco da Gama.
that's what I'm saying. I bet you they just made it sound good. They were just like, all right, we got to put some shit online to make it seem like armadillos have always been here.
Dude, isn't it crazy that between the time of discovering America and
You're gonna say
establishing
armadillos.
no, between the time of discovering America and developing it as an independent nation is like the same time from developing it as a independent nation to now.
That is crazy. Oh my
Like
God.
we barely exist.
Yeah, like we're a
Such a blip.
Yeah.
And to think that like
This is all gonna last forever.
we
We already have this many problems.
I know, like when's the longest running empire?
I mean, we overextended ourselves too quickly. We are Rome. I would imagine is the long, or maybe Egypt. Like
No, Rome's fallen. Maybe the British, because the contiguous empire stake.
yeah, but I wouldn't even like the British.
Rome fell,
The sun sets
Egypt
on the
fell.
British Empire now. Like
Now, but I'm
Yeah.
saying like they've had a good run. Maybe it's coming to an end, but like
the British Empire's already over. It's been over for like a century. Like I'd say it ended in
still
the
have
40s.
like the Caribbean.
Yeah, but like barely. They almost lost the Falkland Islands in the
Dude,
90s.
You know who the new empire is?
Oh.
China.
Yeah, it's true. It was us.
The
And
fucking.
we've lost it to the Belt and Road
so
Initiative.
now we're in the what would you call this? The Z dynasty or the Xingpin?
I honestly
Dynasty.
think we're still.
Now we're getting back into the rabbit hole, everybody.
I think this is
That's the
like
name-
still
that's the-
Mao Part 2.
We should have like
I
a
think it's-
second podcast called Into the
Into
Rabbit
the-
Hole.
I think
Down
that's
the
a good
rabbit
idea,
hole.
yeah.
We
For
should
all the
separate
conspiracy shit.
from like we're gonna have to just cut and one single episode and
Yeah.
like it will cut back and forth between like vignettes of conspiracy between like dick jokes. But continue.
No, I think that yeah, I think that what the fuck were we talking about? We were talking about
Like now it's like Mao Part 2. You said
yes, yeah. Well, it's like Xi. If you look at his playbook, he adores Mao. Mao is his idol, and like everything he's doing is basically just taking Mao's philosophy and extending it to the modern world. So like really, all he is the ideological conclusion of Mao's China.
Damn, Mao with Twitter.
Yeah, essentially, they're Mao with complete control over the internet and a social credit system,
and
which is exactly what he
solar
envisioned.
panels and masks and power.
Yeah.
And now Biden
And
just
complete
signed that.
economic control over
Yeah.
most of the developing world.
And Biden just signed that deal with Putin to be able to let Russia transport oil to Germany.
I didn't see that. That's crazy.
Yeah, there was
What?
a pipeline that Trump turned down, like Putin's ability to build like a pipeline to Germany, which it's so weird that America,
Trump's working with Putin. Meanwhile,
like America has the power to limit Russia's ability to build a pipeline to another foreign country.
absolutely crazy.
That's
Absolutely
but because
crazy.
we're all so like in bed together.
We're all powerful.
That they like start basically like voting on it. Like we're gonna send these tariffs to your shit if you do this with Germany, because like they were trying to limit isn't that crazy though? They were trying to limit Russia's ability to sell shit to other people.
Yeah, I mean, well, like that's part of what we do is like economic sanctions are basically just America saying none of our allies are going to trade with you. We're taking our ball and going home because you're not doing what you want. What we want,
bro. So America's
just a big dog on the field.
but it's not that big because Russia and China also have a stake in the brainwashing communist wave shit.
But until now, we have had unilateral control over most the decision making for most of the developed world.
That's true.
Because
IMF,
after World War
World
II,
Bank.
we were in the best position, and we
Yeah.
controlled all of the international institutions and directed policy, and everything was based
we
on the dollar,
fell
and
so
all of that's
far.
crumbling.
Dude, imagine that right after World War II. Imagine how good we were doing, and look at where we are now.
Well, because
all of our
because the
debt
system
owned
we
by a
built
foreign
was so
country.
unstable. That's the problem with the credit system. Is like you saw the debt-based economy when the federal government started to be allowed to operate on a deficit as opposed to having to have a balanced budget. And
You
it's
know what
like, 'cause
that's
then,
called in stockbroking, in day trading? That's called leverage.
Yeah,
That's
it-
margin
well, yeah.
calls. You're able to go, if you have 25K, you can leverage, I think it's 25% of your holdings.
Yeah, you want to know what an equivalent of that is? One time when I was in college, I needed money, so I bet $500 that I didn't have to win $100 on a surefire sports bet. It was Notre Dame versus Temple. So Notre Dame's way bigger, way better football program. I don't know anything about football. My roommate who does sports betting explained this to me because I was I need to make some money. I have no money. What's a surefire thing? And he goes, well, we got this line of credit. You could bet X amount of dollars, and if you bet on this game, it's a surefire thing. You just put up a lot on the predictable outcome, and then when the predictable outcome happens, you make a solid amount because you put up a ton up front.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the money that I put up front. I was just bet $500. I didn't have $500. I had literally $80 to my name. And I was just, dude, it went into the fourth quarter tied. And I was literally sitting there just chain smoking cigarettes. What the fuck? What the fuck? What am I going to do?
Oh, it's so Mike Massaro for that to happen. That
Yep.
it wasn't just a sweep, that it was a tie all the way to the fucking end. Your
Yep.
fucking neurotic ass, oh, fuck, I'm going to fucking move back in with my parents.
won,
Oh, fuck.
They won with a field goal.
Oh, my God.
So I made $100.
Holy shit.
Which got me through the next week of buying cocaine and beer and fucking
Oh, my God.
it was a bad time.
You were living on the edge, my guy.
Dude, it was weird. It was funny. Looking back on that, I'm so lucky. And one of my friends, shout out to him, was in the fourth quarter, he's look, if we lose, I'll cover you. You could just pay me back. I know you're good for it.
Yeah.
I was thanks, dude. But it was just fucking nail biter because I also I don't like being in debt.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I make 500. I make 1,000 a week at my job.
At that time, I was in school. I wasn't working while I was
know.
there.
I was working 2 jobs and getting 500 a week in Boston.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And also trying to flip clothes and toys and shit from Goodwill on eBay to try to scrounge and shit and pay off debt and pay rent.
Yep. Dude, at that time, I was living on campus, so it was still in my tuition, and I had a nice little scholarship, and I was paying for the rest of the loans and shit. But then senior year, I moved off, and I got a job in the IT office at school, just as a secretary, office manager type guy. I just order supplies and fucking scan paperwork and shit like that, which is 50% of my job now 25% of my job because I do a shit ton of more stuff. But and it was just I was just scraping by, making just enough money to pay my rent and this fucking shitty apartment.
So what did you want to do with your law degree?
I don't know, the only practice area I was really interested in was constitutional law, but there's no fucking money or consistent work in that. Because constitutional arguments are some unless you're in a criminal case and there's a clear violation, it's so rare to be able to change the constitutional interpretation of something that's misinterpreted because of how precedent works.
Yeah.
So that when I realized working in the legal industry that was just the way it worked, and it's oh, this doesn't change. This doesn't change because it's designed not to change. Because with Marbury versus Madison, right? The first case of where judicial review came in. That was early on. There was the first major Supreme Court case. Chief Justice Marshall basically said that the court has the power of judicial review, which is where the judiciary gets to decide what the interpretation of the Constitution is for each law. And he said this is implied in our powers as the judiciary and what the function of a court is. And that wasn't ever spelled out in the Constitution. That's not a power that they actually get. But everyone was just okay. And that's why the Supreme Court is sort of the most powerful branch of government, is because They're the ultimate arbiters of like what
Dude, you know what
is
that's like?
constitutional.
Remember Animal Farm?
Yeah,
They're the pigs.
They are.
They're the pigs who get to start changing things little by little by little by little, so that the
It's so
horses get
incremental.
sent down to the factory.
exactly. And
Damn.
and what's fucked up about it is that the way precedent works is like because of how legal, like we base all of our shit on like English common law, and one of the things about that is like precedental decision making. So we decided this way because we believe this to be a core tenet of our constitutional republic. And then 50 years later, when something similar comes up, you say, how did they look at that then? Okay, so we know this is the precedent, and this is how we're going to do this. We're not going to stray from that because we ought not to.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. So that's how you get shit like Korematsu, right? In 1940, when FDR imprisoned or interned the Japanese people on the Pacific coast, and sent people to camps and stuff like that, it got challenged in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said no, he has the power to do this because during the Civil War, Abraham Lincoln suspended habeas corpus in the United States. So habeas corpus is obviously like the right to bring the body forward. Like you have to present this person in a timely manner for trial. Like you can't just lock people up in fucking cages, government black sites. Like we have rights, and so Lincoln suspended this for people he suspected of like, colluding with the South and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the Supreme Court said, in times of war, the president can do things like this for the interest of national security.
So it's helpful when we're constantly in war.
Exactly.
With like some fucking Middle Eastern country for
that's
oil.
what they ended up figuring out. So then you go forward to so then that's the precedent, right? And you realize, presidents in times of war can do whatever. So now you have presidents starting to look for war, but it's hard to get a declared war because Congress has to declare war. And then in the 70s with Vietnam, what you have is like the military-industrial complex figures out a way around that, and that's the Gulf of Tonkin because of the national security thing, right? Because of the whole like the president can do things in times of emergency that like need to be done. You have like a manufactured emergency, right? Like this gunboat is blown up in the Gulf of Tonkin. Oh my God. We find out later that this is all sort of like orchestrated and engineered. And then they go back and LBJ is like, I need the power to be able to like quickly respond to incidents like this because America's a global power in the interest of national security. And Congress passes a law called the War Powers Act of 1973. And in that they say the president, because of emergencies, can in times of emergency and like national security, unilaterally take action to sort of respond. And that opens the floodgates to what's an emergency. And so this is an example of the politicians.
That's why we can't leave Afghanistan, Mike. What about the feminists who want to read?
Well, yeah, and this is an example of the politicians taking what they know the court, like because they know how the court operates and they know how the system works, finding an end run around it to benefit their, like the people who put them in office in the first place. Because they figured out, if this national security thing is going to hold up, and that's how you end up going forward, getting to things like the Patriot Act and the NDAA and the secret fucking courts where you don't actually have to bring the person or let them know they're being charged with anything. And the prosecutor just gets to present a case to the judge and get warrants.
That's the same thing as FISA courts?
That's exactly what that is. Yeah, it's the FISA courts. They're secret national security courts, and these are all deemed constitutional based on this principle that, like, national security. Exactly. And you see the way that then the lawmakers interject themselves in that and start writing new powers into the legislative process so they can speed things up and make it more efficient.
Damn.
And it's a really fucked up system because the reason that all that's supposed to go through Congress is because it's supposed to distill the fucking, we don't want to be getting into wars just left and right.
Yeah.
That's not good in any sense other than for the economy and for making money for people who make war. So it's this because we have so many war making industries, it's this, fucking between Raytheon and Boeing and fucking Halliburton, not to mention all the firearms industries and all the contracts that the CIA has to fucking go out and sell arms to
what about the
groups.
Computer companies sending like
them
fucking
too,
computer guided missiles and shit?
Dude, IBM and fucking they've always been on the edge of just like government military application shit.
AI.
All of these companies. Yeah, dude, all of that shit is going to be part of that too.
Those like robot dogs. I already saw an advertisement for a new Call of Duty that has one of those like
Oh my God.
what's it called? Those Boston Dynamic robot dogs
Yeah.
as like a militant dog with like little like sentry cannons and shit. And I'm like, how long before that's an actual thing? Because like I see this cute little like
It
what do
already
they call them,
is.
Spark
I'm
or whatever.
sure it already is a
We had
classified
DARPA.
thing.
That's
yeah.
where that research came from. That's where the advancement came from because the original funding for Boston Dynamics to come up with a little dog was from DARPA.
Yeah, dude, DARPA funds so much, like the HARP shit with the weather stuff.
Oh my God.
Well,
Bill
hold on.
Gates trying to shoot dust into the atmosphere to slow down the sun's effect on us.
That's the crazy thing, though, man. Is like people talk about that and it's funny, but like then you look and like, oh, DARPA actually did fund an entire multi-million-dollar project to try to affect weather in like and just to some success.
Yeah, and like Hitler was trying. Everyone laughs because like Hitler was trying to create a satellite laser that could concentrate the sun's power. But it's like, meanwhile, down here on Earth, we're doing some crazy shit too.
Yeah, dude.
It's like we're no different. It's
what
just
about the
that
Manhattan
we see
Project?
ourselves as like the good guys. Yeah.
Yeah, look, like we created fucking an atomic bomb, the force of which like has never been known to man, like the destructive force, like so fucking evil. We engineered that shit, and our rationale was, well, someone's gonna figure it out, so but it might as well be us.
Yeah.
And it's like, how about you fucking figure out a way to realize that maybe advancement for the sake of advancement isn't necessarily good.
Yeah.
Maybe like we don't need all of this garbage.
Do you see Jon Stewart's rant on Colbert Report?
No.
What? You haven't seen it?
No.
You haven't even heard of it.
I heard about him talking about the Wuhan lab leak.
Yeah. He was
I
talking about
didn't like watch it though.
He was
or
talking about the
anything.
lab leak. We'll add this to the videos I got to pull up. Hold on, I got it.
Yeah. Alex Jones, fucking. I'll send you the link to that one.
Yes, please. Jon Stewart. Oh, here we
It's
go.
hard
Here
to
we go.
find.
So yeah, that's okay. They're going to kill us all. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh shit, there's an
This
advertisement.
is good tobacco.
Oh yeah, that smells like good tobacco
want some
too.
tobacco?
But no, I might take a Ripperoni, some
Gonna have to
tobacco.
put more tobacco in this, I think.
Okay, so I'm just gonna show you this while you pack that tobacco bowl, that tobacco bowl.
With the man himself, Mr. Jon Stewart. John. Either I ask you a question right now, or do go on.
Can I say this about science?
You can say anything you want about some of my best friends are scientists.
Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? They cut it down? What the fuck?
Of course they did.
Dude, no fucking. Okay, please tell me this is the original one. If they cut this down because it was embarrassing Stephen Colbert, and we'll talk about it after this.
Hey everybody, welcome back.
Do more than breathe everyone's air.
Well, here's the thing. This is what I know about you. This is what I know about you. We are truly dear friends, and yet this is the first time I've seen you in the flesh in 15 months.
That is correct.
Right.
And I am so really happy. And I know we're all vaccinated, and I'm not going to get COVID, but I'm going to get something. I'm honestly, these people did not take good
Help
care of
yourself.
themselves during the pandemic.
Last time,
I
well,
just
actually,
wanna
the
see
first
it.
time we talked during
Yeah.
COVID, I was still in South Carolina, and
That's right. You were locked down.
I was locked down there, and the family, Evie and the kids, were the actual crew.
That's right.
I want you to be able to
That's
react
how we
to
were
it while
doing
I'm
it. We're doing
smoking.
it in a little unused little bedroom with cables through the window and
That's right.
a satellite truck on our lawn. And I mean, like the
Fantastic.
room was twice the size of this desk. I think I'm not joking. Chris can tell you it's really
Oh.
little bedroom with cables through the window and
That's right.
a satellite truck on our lawn. And I mean, like
Fantastic.
the room was twice the size of this desk. I think I'm not joking. Chris can tell you it's really,
Right.
really tiny.
Stephen
but the
Colbert got
the point was
so
like just get it
weak.
done, to get something out there. We
That's
really
right.
wanted to do the show. And when I interviewed you for it, you were talking about how little progress we've made in science in combating pandemics. Because in 1918, the advice was wear a mask, wash your hands.
That's right.
And 100 years later, 103 years later, wear a mask, wash your hands.
It was soul crushing to find that. I was really hoping that, like in 1918, they'd be like, drink a tincture of mercury and butterfly juice. Like, I was hoping it'd be like some bizarre thing, and I'm like, we've come a long way, baby. It's the exact same.
How do you feel about the science now,
Well,
though?
so I will say this. I honestly mean this. I think we owe a great debt of gratitude to science. Science has, in many ways, helped ease the suffering of this pandemic which was more than likely caused by science.
Stephen Colbert looks pretty awkward right now. Like
real,
he's like,
though.
oh no, please don't start talking about lab leak hypothesis on my show. And he goes to like take a sip of coffee, like he's gonna do a spit take.
Yeah.
Listen,
It's coffee. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to you.
I'm
So
all
what,
for
what do you?
spit takes,
But
but-
what do you mean by that? Do you mean like
Well, so
this was
here's-
perhaps there's a chance that this was created in a lab? There's an investigation.
a chance.
Well,
I'm-
I,
so-
I,
oh my
if there was
God.
evidence, I'd love to hear it. I
There's
just don't know.
a novel respiratory coronavirus overtaking Wuhan, China. What do we do? Oh, you know who we could ask? The Wuhan Novel Respiratory Coronavirus Lab. The disease is the same name as the lab. That's just a little
Obvious logic. Occam's razor.
Yeah.
I asked the scientists, they're like, how did this? So wait a minute. You work at the Wuhan Respiratory Coronavirus Lab. How did this happen? And they're like, a pangolin kissed a turtle. And you're like, no. The
pangolin
name of your lab. If you look at the name, let me see your business card. Show me your business card. Oh, I work at the coronavirus lab in Wuhan. Oh, because there's a coronavirus loose in Wuhan. How did that happen? Maybe a bat flew into the cloaca of a turkey and then it sneezed into my chili and now we all have coronavirus. Like, come on. Okay.
Wait a second.
What about this? Listen to this.
Wait a second.
All right.
His audience agrees with Jon Stewart, not
Yeah,
Stephen
literally.
Colbert. Let him talk.
Been an outbreak of chocolatey
Stephen Colbert is
goodness
just fucking
near
terrible.
Hershey, Pennsylvania. What do you
Went
think
from one of the
happened?
best-
Like, I don't know. Maybe
hear that now?
and
Yeah, yeah,
now
yeah.
we all have coronavirus. Like, come on.
Wait a second.
What about this? Listen to this.
Wait a second.
This is gonna fuck up the audio.
Oh my God! Oh my God! There's been an outbreak of chocolatey goodness near Hershey, Pennsylvania. What do you think happened? Like, I don't know. Maybe a steam shovel mated with a cocoa bean, or it's the chocolate factory. Maybe that's it.
That's a Mike Massaro punchline if I ever heard one.
For real.
Maybe it's the fucking chocolate factory. Goddamn
Dude,
right, Jon
for
Stewart.
real.
Dude,
He's
Jon
so
Stewart,
right, though.
walking the walk, he is the one who paved the way for political humor that was actually funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he also like supports the troops in a legit way. Like, hey, stop burn pits.
Yeah.
And like, you should be paying the 9/11 like recovery workers. You piece of shit. Like, you put them through this. Like,
It really it really boggles my mind that Stephen Colbert used to be like an excellent biting satirist, and then all of a sudden just became like a mainstream fucking chill, like so quickly, so fucking.
I'm gonna need some water soon.
Quick pivot, yeah.
But yeah, so I'm just as a comedian, I'm happy to see comedy alive and well, and a little
Yeah.
bit of rebellious spirit to buck the narrative and be like what Jon Stewart was when he was at the height, bashing, corporatized militarism and
Yeah, exactly.
globalist puppet stringing, and with like good cutting satire and like interesting, intriguing takes, and very patriotic, while being for the people of the country and not the country's like
Yeah,
image.
exactly.
You know what I mean? Not just like a vanity, like, but like someone who actually hopes to have a better country and wants his neighbors to do well.
I really like it gives you hope when you see people like that are able to like, and especially that's a big thing too, is it's like them, it makes you realize that, oh yeah, like studio audiences aren't just like indicative, you know what I mean? The one like Stephen Colbert or fucking, James Corden or fucking any of these other late night fucking hacks goes up there and says the same like tired just political talking points in a comedic tone, and everyone's like, ah, ha, 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 and they're clapping and laughing, fucking just like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of clapter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it's because all police are bastards, and I think I
Thank
really
you,
agree.
yes.
And it's like, just like my husband. Ha
Yeah. And then you hear like the real reactions of that audience to what Jon Stewart was saying when he's presenting them with something dynamic, and I go, yeah, these idiots are gonna laugh at whatever you put in front of them. So like,
Yeah.
like the fact that we're just being presented with, it's like, oh, this is the way the world is, and everyone agrees. See, they're all clapping and laughing.
Yeah, it's like that Bo
it's
Burnham song,
ridiculous.
like "This is how the world works."
Yeah, yeah. It's just
Like,
like
Jimmy Fallon is the happy-go-lucky one, and then the
Yeah.
sock puppet is like fucking
Don't think
Joe
about
Rogan
my
or-
blackface scandal.
yeah, like Doug Stanhope,
Yeah, yeah.
Eddie Pepitone.
Literally, yeah, just fucking telling it like it actually is.
Oh
and
my
being like,
God.
what the fuck are you talking about?
Dude, my life goal is I'm so toasted right now. Eddie Pepitone and who's the other old comic who's always like the Comedy Store and Kill Tony?
Dom Herrera?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Dom Herrera.
I
That
love
though, it's
him.
like I don't want to retire. I just want to mature into like a wise old comic. Like Chappelle's on his
Yeah.
way to like an Eddie Pepitone. You know what I mean? Like an age class, that age bracket at the end, kind of like Carlin at the end of his career.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
like an elder, a wise.
yeah,
like,
exactly. Someone who's been around the
Sorry,
block, like the old head, not like the
Hair's bothering me.
not the, like the scrappy young kid who's got like a new 50 minutes that he wants to try out on like premium blend or something, but like someone who's been around the block a couple times and like seen the world through
Yeah.
comedy, and
Yeah, exactly.
also was there from like the jump, like around where Pryor was around and when Red Fox was around and when fucking, you know, maybe even as far back as like Lenny Bruce, when you go into like
Damn, yeah.
JD what's his name, he just passed away recently, JD Witherspoon. JD
Yep,
Witherspoon,
yeah.
fucking hilarious. You've seen him in movies like Death at a Funeral, I think.
Yep.
And some other shit. Some like a lot of great black comedies.
There's Bernie Mac, like,
Bernie Mac, dude, rest in fucking power. There's something with his heart or something, right?
yeah. I don't
That's why
remember,
it's just
yeah.
like, I don't know. I'm so grateful every day that like I'm alive, I'm healthy, I have good friends, and like, you know what I mean? Like we're
Make me
we're
blush.
building our dreams together.
We are, man.
And
yeah.
it's fucking, who can say that? I mean, yeah, you go to the office with your boys and you have drinks and stuff, and you go home to your family and your kids.
These people buying a house with their fiance. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking like fucking.
Or just like, you know, corporate whatever friends, like friends you
Yeah.
have at work, but it's like you're kind of just tied to that like 9 to 5. But we are tied together by a
look,
dream.
Like if that's your dream, if your
Yeah.
dream is to be like the best fucking copier salesman like in your fucking area, then good for you. Like that go at it with everything you got and kill that shit. But it's like, you know, don't shit on me for taking a different route
Well,
to
no,
get
my-
to my dream.
My
like,
take was more of like, you know, this is kind of the friendship that we create when you meet someone doing hobbies and not your job. You know what I
yeah.
mean? When you're playing D&D or when
The
you're like
fun, yeah.
coin collecting or fucking
yes.
bird watching, those are like the brothers in arms.
you can
Those are like
form
the
real
homies.
relationships.
But now we get to do that in the way we want to make money. Like
And-
how many
it's
people make
awesome.
money off their hobbies? Because this is like hobby. It's funny because hobby is such a like patronizing word, or like an insult. It's a kind of insulting word
It
in
is,
comedy
yeah.
circles, because it's for people who don't
Hobbyist, yeah.
take it seriously. But I mean, other people who don't like stand up like have other hobbies. It's just that like
like
stand up's
rec
an art.
sports and shit
I
like
feel
that.
like an artistic pursuit comes from somewhere more pure
yeah,
than necessarily like your career path. And if you get to verge those, like if you get to be an artist and capitalize on your art, I feel like that's the most beautiful harmony of like logic and abstraction. Like,
it's a whole other level of like soul satisfaction.
oh yeah,
Oh, that
Like
rhymed,
expression.
dude. That rhymed.
What?
It's a perfect like harmony of logic and abstraction, and then I said it's a whole nother level of soul satisfaction.
see, that would work.
That's fucking bars.
If you want to make a rap, that would work as like a Beastie Boys song.
yeah,
Like,
satisfaction,
wait, now I even forgot all those words. The soul satisfaction. What was mine?
harmony. It's a perfect
A
harmony.
perfect harmony
of-
logic and abstraction.
Yep, it's the perfect harmony of logic and abstraction. Fuck.
There's too many syllables,
something,
my guy.
Something of soul.
This is like a Catholic prayer. Is,
the ultimate form of soul satisfaction.
wait, let me try this off as like the genre is not rap. It's like Catholic choir music.
Oh my god.
The perfect harmony of logic and abstraction.
The ultimate form of soul satisfaction.
Amen.
Amen.
Forever and ever.
The Lord be with you.
Anyways, after 2, we're having a little bit of a fundraiser in the lobby.
There's coffee and donuts if you'd like some. Amen. Please donate $5 and also with you.
So we can exploit your children in our system of pedophilic trappings.
Come back to the sacristy after Mass.
Confess all your sins to this old man, which may include sexual fantasies at a young age.
Please use the private confessional so I can touch myself and you won't see me.
Please let an ancient empire shuffle around pedophiles with the power of a literal, actual whole fucking country. Vatican.
Amen. You know what's really funny about that is like if you've ever been to like a high mass, that's how they sing the whole mass just like that. Like
High mass?
Yeah. That's what it's called. This high mass. It's like, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be
Is
done.
that ironic
on
'cause
earth
they're
as it
smoking
is in
weed?
heaven. No, that's just me. And
But high mass is an actual Catholic term
Yeah,
for like
yeah.
the most high Catholic, the most holy Catholics.
And I don't really know what the deal is with it, but it's basically like they just sing everything. Sometimes it's in Latin.
Oh,
Like,
dude, you know what's
sing
fucked about the Latin is that like the fucking Bible was written in Latin,
so
but
nobody could read it.
nobody could read
Vulgate.
it.
And then they like translating it. Well, hold on. So here's the thing with that. My thing with translation, and this is a big thing for me when I talk to like people who are really into like biblical literalism. It's like translation affects what is being
Yeah.
said so much, and there's so much scholarship that goes into translating the Bible because the original texts are in fucking Aramaic and Greek, and
Yeah.
like, you know, that probably reads a lot different in the ancient Aramaic and Greek than it does in the new revised standard
Yeah.
version of English that was done by fucking Robert Hawthorne at Cambridge University. Like,
But my thing about the Latin translation is that it was oppressive because most of the religious people, the poor people that were being exploited for their wealth or for their money. I know it said just poor, but like they're, you know, pay to pray kind of deal.
Indulgent
Yeah,
shit.
they
like,
couldn't
yeah.
read Latin. They were illiterate.
Yeah,
The general
no.
public was not educated and literate, and so the Romans took advantage of them by printing something they couldn't read, so they get to like lie basically.
Yeah, well, another big thing that it makes you dependent, and this was one of Luther's criticisms, I think, too, is that like not having the text in the Vulgate in like the common languages
Yeah.
makes it so that you have to get all of your knowledge and truth of the Bible through a conduit. Basically, you
Dude.
have to go to the church.
This was a lot of like the kind of in early America, deaf people faced such ridicule by like the very Christian government, very Christian government at the time, because the theory went that if you couldn't speak the word of God, that you were yourself unholy. So that being deaf,
Wow.
that just like the Vulgate thing, it's very Protestant.
Holy shit! Yeah,
It's a
that's
very or it's a
wild.
very Catholic thing to say like, no, you got to worship our way, and it's like they're not with disability, they're not with all that shit.
I mean, they can speak is a shit.
Yeah, I mean, no, but dude, like deaf people, you know, they get down with the
I don't
Catholics
mean
and shit.
to punch down on the.
But
deaf.
what's ironic about that too is that sign language that we know in America, is based off of French sign language because of the deaf daughter of a French missionary was deaf and learned sign language over in France, and so she brought it to America, and there was like
No shit.
yeah, and there was like
Wow.
deaf people that like a government official or like preacher's son was deaf, and like she taught him how to communicate with him.
That's got to be like the worst like language to speak, like just
Sign
in
language?
terms of like
Oh, it's so cool.
Well, no. Yeah, I don't mean worst in that way. I just mean most difficult to like find people to communicate with. You know what I mean?
No.
Like,
Dude,
but
that-
like, how many people actually know ASL well enough
But
to
that's the
carry on a
thing is-
conversation?
Deaf people who are deaf,
Yeah.
they're like one of the strongest communities of disability I've ever seen. I know that sounds like really woke and weird, and I'm really toasted right now, but I worked with deaf and hard of hearing people when I was in college. I worked at the first American public school for deaf and hard of hearing, the Horace Mann School
Oh yeah.
for the
no
deaf and hard of
shit, that's
hearing.
cool.
And I was learning ASL in class and learning about like deaf people kind of being down with one another, and like, you know, they need to build a strong community
Yeah.
in order to like survive out here in this world because it's tough.
How many deaf people are there?
Not that much, but do you know 85% of deaf babies are born of two hearing parents?
I guess that makes sense. I mean, there's not a lot of deaf people, so like most of the people that are born would be born to non-deaf parents.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true. But I'm saying like I don't think the
So,
odds.
sorry to burst.
No, I don't think the odds change that much. Of like, I think the point was they had to come up with that statistic because deaf people had to face the brunt of eugenics in America.
Jesus Christ, really?
Yeah, because
Why?
let me give you the breakdown.
It's not like it's
So
it's not
first
like
they were
it's such
seen
a
as an
crippling
unholy
disability.
Yeah, but it was if you don't acknowledge, just like if you'd never acknowledged learning disabilities and things like that. It's like because public schools weren't meant for people who were deaf, and so you fall behind or you can't effectively communicate. You could be a genius, but if no one can understand what you're saying,
Then it doesn't matter.
then it doesn't, and they think you're stupid because you can't talk with them, and they thought talking was a skill. It's like, why can't you just,
I mean,
like vocalization?
let's not undercut what we do. It is a skill. But
No, it is a
like-
skill, but I mean literally the actual act of
Yes, no, it's
vocalizing
not. That's not a
vibrations
skill.
through your throat.
That's
Deaf people
luck.
can talk,
Yeah.
but it's like if you never hear, for reference, the sounds you make have absolutely no bearing on the language because they literally can't hear you to start to abstract language in a way where they take concepts like a cigarette and turn it into the sound cigarette. You know what I mean?
So how much ASL can you speak?
I can only, I want to see if I can sign language.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I can sign. This is usually like sign, but not interpret. Like
Gotcha.
my ASL. Oh fuck, ASL. My ASL is like really slow. Like I have to see.
Yeah.
Because I'm hearing. Like I'm a hearing individual.
yeah.
This is what if you're hearing,
Oral.
or if you're deaf.
Mhm.
It's like, by the way, anyone watching this who went to college with someone like me who took one class of fucking ASL is probably hating me right now because it's reminding me of their woke friend who like started to like sign during like lunch so she could look cool, which by the way, that's not
What is that?
that's not cool as black.
Oh my god. So
I don't know why I jumped to that one. It was like a Freudian slip.
They're actually the same.
Yeah. Like no, but ASL, dude, one of my favorite things about ASL is they're so racist.
Really?
Because
oh man.
because there's no
Wait,
humility.
this is black.
This is black.
Just one.
This is
one
just
finger?
black. Yeah. And then
Oh, I guess I'm using the
fuck,
wrong
what's
hand.
white? Well, if you're left-handed, that's what you would do.
Oh. Nah.
I forgot what white was. Shit, I don't know. But
Who cares?
they were like, you know why. But no, because if they need to point someone out in the crowd, they don't have, like, ASL is not as complex a language as English. English has a lot of, like, multiple words. English is even more complex than German, because German's, like, just to the point. But, like,
Yeah.
English, they have so many words for the same thing.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? And it's like you can take the simplest version, or you can just keep extrapolating. In sign language, you're just doing the simplest version. You know what I mean? You're not frolicking. You're not like, being
makes
whimsical. You're running.
I would love to
You're
read like
going
some
to.
deaf poetry.
Yeah. Well, I went to school with a bunch of woke people who were trying to find their gender, and I wanted to impress them too, so I watched some deaf poetry. I
Def
think-
Jam poetry.
Dude, I actually legitimately, maybe this is cultural appropriation, but fuck you anyways, because I love comedy and I love the challenge of language. I don't think I've ever seen a stand-up set done in deaf, oh my God, done in American
Done
Sign
in
Language.
deaf.
Shut up. I'm so toasted right now. That's my
Done in
disability.
high def.
I'm high def right now.
Yeah.
No, but I don't think I've ever seen a stand-up special done in sign language. Also,
There's got to be something.
but there's
has
a
to fucking
that's her next special. I've cut out me ears. I don't know what the fuck she is. She British or Australian, whatever.
Who cares?
She's from a prisoner
Susan
island.
Boyle looking ass fucking.
Oh shit. Oh no, but
Sorry, I
no, it's
don't
okay.
give a fuck.
Me neither. I don't. No, but what was I was gonna say something. She won a Pulitzer Prize or some bullshit.
What?
I don't
Why?
know.
No, see, that's some Epstein Nobel Prize shit. She doesn't deserve that. That's garbage. She probably
I was
fucked a
saying
kid to get
something,
that
I
prize.
forgot. Whoa. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
I'm
yeah.
throwing that out there. That is
Dude,
a rumor that I am starting.
I have
right
this
now.
idea. If I had a little bit more willpower, I want to learn Mandarin to make the most like anti-CCP like
That'd be
comedy
so much
special,
fun.
like a Carlin-esque like criticism of government
Talk to
structures. Bagley, or I thought you were gonna say Mahoney or
No,
Buddha.
He actually speaks Mandarin.
He does, but I haven't heard him. I've only heard him say hello.
Do you hear something coming through the audio?
Yeah, hold on. I
I'm
think
hearing like music.
it's
or
really
something.
quiet. Hold on. Oh, it's all these jokes landing.
Oh man.
No, it wasn't actually. I just gaslit you into thinking that we are actually playing the
Wait.
sound.
There's
think-
someone playing live music like somewhere down
Yeah,
the street.
we
here.
might need to wind down for this one. That was a great.
Yeah, how much
second
time?
half of the
Did
episode.
we did an
It's another hour?
Hell
Yeah, dude,
There
I
we
was
go,
like-
dude. Nice.
I don't know where we're going, where we're at, but listening back, this is gonna be
We got
super
some
fun.
armadillo shit. I think that's
dude,
gonna be a good
what
clip.
the fuck's an
like-
armadillo, bro?
Yeah, it's
It's
a
not
CIA
real.
experiment.
Anyways, the CIA made AIDS and armadillos.
Yep.
Whoa. Nobody fucked a monkey. What if that person really did fuck an armadillo? That's how AIDS was created. Same place where Barry Steele was dropping cocaine.
Oh my God! It all went down in New Mexico. Everything, Roswell,
I got
everything.
friends in low place.
I love that song, dude. Where
You know
the
Garth Brooks?
whiskey drowns
You know
in
Garth?
the
I've never heard a Garth Brooks song.
chases my blues.
I've never heard a Garth Brooks song, and I didn't know until I started listening to Your Mom's House that Garth Brooks is the #1 selling recording artist, even above Michael Jackson.
You can't even get his songs on Apple Music. That's how proprietary that shit is.
He tried creating
I
his-
have to look that up on YouTube.
He tried creating his own file format that was
That's
licensed
just Garth. Garth.
an MP Garth.
MP. Garth.
No, I think he wanted to have it a GP3 or something like, or GB3. This motherfucker
Garth
tried
Brooks.
getting a fucking domain for your file extensions.
That's
Be like,
insane.
bro, can you send me that that .gb3 file? I want to listen back, you know.
Each song is its own .gb3, .gb4. And then they're all NFTs also.
Oh my god, dude, he's part of the deep state.
Yeah.
It's Bill Gates, Epstein,
Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks, the Rushmore of pedophilic reptilian elites. Bill Gates, Jeffrey Epstein.
Those are his friends in low places.
And who we got to go into entertainment too. Eric Weinstein.
Yep.
Weinstein.
Eric
not
Weinstein is on the
one-
good side.
Yeah, he's on the.
I would say that it's fucking like probably like entertainment. I don't know. Bill Clinton when he puts on his sunglasses and plays the saxophone. Like,
Anyways,
also, I shouldn't be saying that because now I'm going to end up suicide. Did you hear about that other
Oh, boy.
Clinton person that ended up dead like by suicide? Like this guy was a reporter. He wrote a book about the tarmac meeting between Bill Clinton and Loretta Lynch during the whole Clinton email scandal.
Oh my god.
And he ended up dead from suicide.
Yeah, suicide.
Yeah, but it's like that's the thing, man. Like everyone's like, oh yeah, it's obviously bullshit. It's like, yeah, there's no direct evidence that the Clintons killed anyone, but like, how many people do you know that have
Dude,
committed suicide? Because
Hillary-
I don't know 400.
Hillary to
Like-
Bill. Hillary to Bill is like Ghislaine to Jeffrey.
Yeah, dude, and at the very least, like, you shouldn't don't be near them. Like, people who hang out with them die. Like,
Yeah, for sure. That's our warning for the day. We're gonna end on a light note.
Don't
if
hang
you're
out
out
with the
there and
Clintons.
you're hanging with the Clintons, maybe look for a place that has part-time health insurance.
better friends.
Yeah.
Just find
better
better
ingredients.
friends, yeah.
Papa John's.
Papa
Am I-
John's.
Oh shit! I wasn't sitting this whole time. I was leaned up against.
I like leaning, man. That's good.
Lean with it, rock with it.
All right.
This has been Can We Be Friends? My name is Gage Morrow.
And I'm Mike Massaro. Thank you for tuning in.
Take your pills. Drive safe.
Always.
Bada
Both at
bing.
the same time.
Bada boom.